Today's sponsor is Audible.com, who has more than 180,000 audiobooks and spoken word audio products. Get a free audiobook of your choice at www.audibletrial.com/shark. Welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks Podcast. I'm your host, John Losworth. Joining me, as always, are my co-hosts, Mark Hopmeyer.
Timothy Oliphant steals cutlery from hotels.
I remember seeing that article. With what they charge, I mean, you just assume that it came with the expensive silverware.
Yeah, I feel like it's justified, and I wonder how far he goes to have the perfect getaway.
Ugh.
And I wonder if the girl next door, if she comes over, what he says about it.
I see
hopefully
what you did there.
Hopefully she doesn't think he's a hitman.
Yeah.
How are you going to get Live Free or Die Hard in there?
I mean, listen, when you're stealing cutlery from hotels, you got to live free or die hard. That's like ride or die. He lives his life 3 forks at a time.
Yeah.
This guy, he's on a slippery slope. All right, so he says, "Oh, hey, my cheeseburger's $20. I'm stealing a knife. What's next? You gave me $5. I'm gonna take $5 from you more because that wasn't enough." Like, it's a slippery slope. Timothy Oliphant is gonna be in rehab by the end of next year.
Sounds like the perfect getaway.
Yeah,
Hiding in rehab.
Yeah, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, man, you literally stole 7,000 forks from us," and he's gonna be like, "Checking into Betty Ford's, guys. Can't touch me." And then they're going to be like, "Well, we're giving you sporks."
He's like, you can try that, but I'll already be gone. I'm going to be gone in 60 seconds.
Oh, brother.
John Levigood, what's your favorite Timothy Oliphant pun?
I don't know about puns, but this little riff made me think of Gone in 60 Seconds when he wasn't starring. And I got to say, I really loved him in that role.
Him and Dellar Lindo, man, they were the odd couple.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty swift. I like his older roles, and not that I don't love him in his new roles, but his older roles when he was more minor characters.
Yeah, he was a scream.
He was putting more effort into the personality delivering the line than he was the delivery of the line itself, I guess.
Would you say that he was a grinder?
Ugh. that Rob Lowe show.
He won an Emmy for that.
Good.
I
liked him. I saw the whole first season of that show. It was funny.
No, yeah, Timothy Oliphant won an Emmy.
For the grinder.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He had a recurring role. It was a good recurring role.
You know what? I have really bad memories of that show because I think I was on a flight to LA or something, and I didn't bring headphones, but the screen was just it was just showing the grinder, it would just repeated over and over again, and when you're on a long flight, cross country, you fall asleep. It's just I fell asleep watching an episode of Grinder, and I wake up to the same episode of the Grinder. It's just seeing Fred Savage and Rob Lowe just talking silently. I'm just oh god.
So that's crazy. When you were on the number 4 viewing of it, did you just want to catch it and release it?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Were you thinking, I'm a man apart here, and I just want to go wandering like Rango. You wanted to sleep too. You wanted to have a dream catcher above you on the airplane. Dream about you being a rock star, but you woke up and this is where I leave you, watching the Grinder again.
Rock star. That's right.
Man. What have we started here?
Oh man.
We just got to live a life less ordinary, guys.
Oh. Are you just looking at his IMDb page right now?
Yes.
Whatever the next movie is in order of release, that's what Mark is answering with.
Hey, this is where I leave you guys. This is where I leave you.
All right. Okay, that's enough Timothy Oliphant for now. Love and good. I think we have listener questions to get to.
Yes, we do.
Are they about
Our
Timothy
first
30
Oliphant?
Rock.
Oh,
Was he on 30 Rock?
I think.
You don't even know? You just like hedging your bets?
Cheers. Odd Couple.
All right. So, Billy Crash from the Last Knock podcast on iTunes has submitted a question. He says, as a lover of film, what movie have you been waiting to see made, and who would star in it?
Go for it. I want to see a justified version where these characters live free or die hard. You know, they're going. You know?
Are you still just reading his filmography?
You know, I want to, Mother's Day, Archer, Mindy Project, The League, Damages.
These are things that you want to see made.
Oh, The Office. He was a boss on The Office.
yeah, he was.
Samantha Who? Meet Bill.
Man, he's been around.
Deadwood, guys.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen. Never saw Deadwood.
Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. Oh, my name is Earl.
Wait, so what movie have you been waiting to see made, and who would star in it?
Okay. So this one was pretty easy for me because I think this would be great. My favorite book is Foucault's Pendulum. It was written by Umberto Eco, and it's about these three intellectuals who are bored and they come up with this fake religion, cultish religion. But they do such a good job of it. Like they include weird texts about including spark plugs and Volvos, and they like make this crazy text, right? But then this really wealthy cult believes it's real. So they start hunting down these three men, and it becomes like a life or death situation, but it's very absurd because these three guys created this insane cult booklet. But I think like a cast of maybe like Robert Downey Jr., Idris Elba, and Tom Hiddleston would be awesome. Like the three of them create this fake thing because they're bored intellectuals, and then they actually get hunted from like this rich cult, and they're dealing with the absurdity and deadliness of the whole situation.
I like that. That actually sounds pretty damn cool.
Do it, Hollywood. Make me an associate producer. Just go with it.
Yeah. Don't
This
question
is where I
it.
leave you, Hollywood.
All right. Oh, man. Okay. So my answer is do you guys remember the kind of comedic kind of treatment they gave to the 21 Jump Street remake? Obviously.
Yeah.
Like it was great. Like it was the original show was like it was semi-serious. It was like a drama about like these undercover cops posing as high school students. Like the 80s show took it very seriously. The movie just kind of took it for what it was, for like it's a really absurd concept, and they just made like a really great comedy, about that. So I want to see kind of the same treatment applied to Knight Rider. I want to see like a comedic remake of Knight Rider, maybe like a James Franco as the lead character, and have like
Jarvis.
have like Danny McBride as the voice of Kit.
Oh, you see, I thought you were literally going like with the cast of the new 21 Jump Street, where like Jonah Hill would be the driver and Channing Tatum would be Kit.
Oh man, that would be hilarious too. But yeah, I want to see like a comedic remake of Knight Rider. It worked for 21 Jump Street. I think it could work very well for Knight Rider.
It worked shockingly well for 21 Jump Street.
Dude,
Yeah.
like that's a great idea. But Danny McBride would be the most annoying Kit.
You think so?
Hey Kit, how we doing? I don't know. Hey Kit,
He's got to be like Kenny Powers if he's Kit.
hey Kit, can you shoot that missile at that semi? Didn't load him. What? Like I loaded a case of beer, but you don't drink. You're a car.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
I want
it
to
doesn't
party.
have to be Danny McBride. It could be like a Seth Rogen or I don't know, any type of comedic actor.
Oh, Seth Rogen is like is a giggling Kit.
Hey, Seth, hey, Kit, can you go faster? Nah. Nah. I like this movie.
Yeah. Make me an associate producer, Hollywood.
So
Do
for
it.
me,
Yeah.
for me there's a movie that was rumored for a long time to be like planned, but it never really hit pre-production, and that was Guillermo del Toro's treatment of In the Mountains of Madness. And I remember when that was hitting like the movie rumor mill websites, I was going nuts for months. I was so excited. And if that was made, and I hope it eventually is, and hopefully is like a long ass trilogy, like I'd hope that it has an older cast. Like I'd want to see Brad Pitt, but Brad Pitt like The Big Short, not Brad Pitt like I'm young forever and I have abs. I'd want to see Tom Hiddleston because he's a good academic. I think he'd be like a good investigator into the Cthulhu stuff. I'd want to see Ron Perlman as an aging adventurer. I'd want to see Selma Hayek and Tilda Swinton, but, you know, not half naked. Not that, well, I do want to see them like that, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to see, like, an older, refined cast as the leads, like, as a more intellectualized and thought-driven In the Mountains of Madness by Guillermo del Toro.
I would love that movie, but I feel like it would cost $200 million, be rated R, and audiences would be like, what?
Okay, fine. In that case, we'll bring back Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny Glover for Predator, and we'll have Scott Adkins do most of the action roles.
No, but like remember what we talked about with Crimson Peak? Like it's a really beautiful gothic film that Del Toro made. It's like a romance, but everyone was like, huh?
You know what? Money aside, if we completely ignore the money, like I think that 10 years from now, people will have nothing but good to say about that movie. And then every now and then people will jump in with the trivia of, oh, you know, that didn't make money. And back then people didn't get it.
Yeah, I got you. And, you know, Tom Cruise was really close to making it. And they bailed out at the last minute because Del Toro wanted it to be R-rated. And that's how he got Pacific Rim, because they felt bad for him, because he spent so much time prepping for Hobbit, didn't get it, then prep for Mountains of Madness, didn't get it, then came Pacific Rim. So if he'd have done Mountains of Madness, we wouldn't have had Pacific Rim. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I love that Pacific Rim movie. I'm not going to call it great film or anything, but I love that movie. But man, the Mountains of Madness.
I think someone just punched through a wall, though, when they heard me say that. I wish Pacific Rim hadn't been made. Like their fist is stuck in the wall right now.
They just Jaegered through it.
Yeah, and they're like storming around their house like a Jagger.
I think the person who's mad enough to do that is too heavy to quickly get up out of their chair.
So is that the answer to the question? Some dude with his fist stuck in the wall.
Yep, some dude with his fist stuck in a wall. I can't get my fist out. It'd be like Buried with Ryan Reynolds, both a guy with his fist stuck and zombies are attacking him. It's like 127 hours meets Buried.
You know, for a second there, I thought that was like a Timothy Oliphant thing. I'm like, wait, no, he wasn't in those things. So,
Both cases, they're peeing on themselves.
yeah.
But it could be Snowden on him.
I
don't know what that means.
Snowden, the movie that's coming out soon. I see what you did there. All right, let me go. What's our next listener question?
So, you know, the last question and the next question, I'm realizing in the last month or so, we have been hit with a wave of questions about remakes we do or don't want to see, or sequels. And here's another one. Just interesting, the timing of this, that this is when they're coming up. But I guess it's with the, you know, all the summer movie madness. I guess this is what's on people's minds. But so Twitter horror promoter Creepazoid Kelly asks, how do you feel about remakes? And if you are okay with them, which films would you not want to see remade? So if we're okay with remakes, even though we're okay with them, what do we not want to see remade? That's an interesting
quick
approach.
plug for Movies, Films, and Flicks. Head to Movies, Films, and Flicks. By the time this is released, I'll have an article up called How I Learned to Embrace the Remakes. It's like Doctor Strange. I love how I learned to love the bomb. But with remakes, sorry to interrupt, Love and Good, but I was just thinking, the first movie ever made, The Great Train Robbery, I suppose there may be more motion before that, but that movie was made. The next year, there was a remake. And this is like 1904 to 1906. So the first movie ever made was remade a year later. Nosferatu, they couldn't get the rights to Dracula, so they just changed the name. You know, The Thing, The Fly, one of the greatest French modern films was remade in 83. Breathless was remade in 83 by Richard Gere, Breathless. So remakes are just, they've always happened. They've always been here. And it just sort of follows whatever trend is happening. So, this is going to sound interesting, but like in 2005, there was 20 theatrical release remakes, wide theatrical releases. In 2015, there was only 5. So I think the reason a lot of people are talking about remakes now is because of Ghostbusters, Ben-Hur, a few of the other ones that are coming up. The Rock was just talking about how the Jumanji movie is not a remake. So I think there's been some very high-profile remakes, but they're not as prevalent as they were 10 years ago. So I think I'm fine with them because they've always happened. Like if you're, just being a fan of cinema, they're gonna keep coming. Like Disney is destroying it right now. Like they just made $1 billion with The Jungle Book. So we got Cruella, Beauty and the Beast, Dumbo. What's his name? The guy who did Edward Scissorhands. I can't think of his name. Tim Burton. Yeah, Tim Burton is remaking Dumbo. So
what?
Yeah, and then you think back to the 90s, all the Disney remakes, That Darn Cat, Freaky Friday. That was actually 21st century. But so, I mean, for me, the short answer to a long-winded answer is they're just going to happen anyway. So, it's not even worth worrying for me. But I don't think they should make a Big Trouble in Little China remake because I don't think The Rock, I think he's a good actor, but I don't think he can get Jack Burton. I think that's a character that is too selfless, and Kurt Russell did him perfectly. I don't see The Rock doing that.
Is that actually a go picture officially yet? I
think The Rock is backtracking on it big time.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, this is being recorded on September 15th for anyone staying current with the rumors.
Yeah, because The Rock usually, he's very open, especially on social media, about, current and future projects he's working on. I don't think he's ever posted anything about Big Trouble in Little China on any of his social media channels. So
yeah, a few months ago, he's like, well, he's like, after I said I wanted to remake it, I got destroyed, so I'm rethinking it. But I mean, he remade Walking Tall. He was in another remake too, man. Oh, Journey to the Center of the Earth. He was in the sequel to that remake. But then he was in a reboot to a sequel of a reboot.
Sure.
And then if you count Fast and the Furious as a remake of Point Break, then he's in the Fast series. But so they're just going to happen. Remakes happen.
Sure.
And I don't think they're like a lack of imagination. I just think they follow trends. If something hits, they're going to make it. They're going to ride those wheels they're going to ride that gravy train till the wheels fall off. So that's my answer.
So, Lazabeth, are you okay with remakes? And regardless of whether or not you're okay with them, which one would you not want to see remade?
So, before I answer, I want to take it back to the first person question. I talked about the 21 Jump Street remake, or is it reboot? I don't know.
Yeah, right. TV adaptation.
Sure. So what made 21 Jump Street so successful, which is a huge surprise to a lot of people, was that it kind of took the concept and kind of took a different interpretation, showed it a different light. I think remakes are good if you just kind of don't copy it, or just try do the same thing, try to do something new with it. I think that's what made 21 Jump Street so successful. It just took the same concept, but just took a completely different approach of it. It just felt like a brand new thing. And a remake is terrible when it just kind of hits the same beats and same story points, the Psycho remake with Vince Vaughn. Oof. That's a remake I like to use an example of why would you want to remake a classic and just not try to make it your own?
Play by play.
Yeah, it's just I've already seen this movie, but with this time around it has shittier actors. And, no offense to Vince Vaughn and Anne Heche, but I just I don't know. I've seen this movie before. Why? What's the point of this remake?
That was largely the way that they did the Cabin Fever remake, and largely the reaction that people had to it.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna do a remake, I don't have a problem with remakes, basically, but I feel like if you're gonna do a remake, or go through the trouble and time of making a remake, do something different with it. You have to realize that people have seen this movie already, so they kind of come in with expectations. I think the best approach is to kind of, do a different interpretation of the movie.
Yeah, I
So.
think so I've done so much research. If you actually want to go to the site and look up horror remakes too, I did like what's the statistical best. But if you look back 30 plus years, you have, The Thing, The Fly, then you have True Grit, The Departed. Those are four of the highest rated critical audience remakes ever made. And what they did well is I actually recently watched the 1950s Fly. And then I watched the Jeff Goldblum version.
Oh,
They're
totally
yeah.
dissimilar movies.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like the same DNA, but they make it their own. But I don't know. The Thing had a different plot. True Grit added some different grit, and then The Departed was a remake of a Korean film that a few people adored here in the States, but many people didn't even know about. And so he changed the setting. He kind of made it his own. Yeah. So like you said, don't make a beat for beat. Don't try to make a character more likable. Just take whatever it is and I don't know, make it your own. Yeah. So,
not saying it's a guarantee of success because Peter Jackson when he remade King Kong, it got a lot of mixed reviews. I mean, we could probably talk for hours about what was good and what was bad about that movie, but it wasn't like a 100% success when he remade King Kong. So, remakes it's just iffy ground. You don't know what you're gonna get. But I think if you're gonna take that risk, just at least make it your own.
So here's some quick math for you. There's 176 remakes widely released remakes here in the States, and their average with inflation box office worldwide is 150 million. Their average budget was 60 million. So you take that off, that's 90 million. Then you subtract maybe 50 million for each for marketing. So then you're down to 40 million before DVD sales and cable. So after you're done with that, you have a $40 million hanging around. Times that by 176 and you have 6.8 billion. So the remake world is actually pretty safe as well. Really? And it kind of if you total them all together and one company just made remakes, they would come out on top. So
that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
So if we just remake the remakes, would we be making more money?
Yeah, they're less to make.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. What you need to do is 2001, The Ring came out. 2003, Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out. And then we had a ton of Asian horror and classic remakes. And then they rode those waves. That's when it peaked in 2005 because you had The Ring, then you had Texas Chainsaw in 2003. That's when 2005 we had the 20 remakes. And they rode that until the wheels fell off. And now it's Disney doing a lot of the remakes. That's where the trend is.
It would be a much smaller analysis, Mark, but I'd be curious about the data on remakes of remakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the 1993 Body Snatchers and then the 2006 The Invasion.
Oh, well, actually, that tanked. So the Body Snatchers 83 technically did better than The Invasion, has a better ROI. So
No.
Remakes
I'm not talking about the 78 remake, though. I'm talking about the 93 and then the 2006 remakes of remakes. There are two remakes of the remake.
I got you. Well, the 2006 tanked. It's one of the few films that had a negative return on investment.
I assume the 93 one didn't do well either.
Yeah, I just did 21st Century because I get killed by data.
But you got those. And there are some other examples. Oh, actually, the 2011 The Thing, they can call that a prequel all they want. That was a remake of the remake.
Yeah.
Very small data set, but I'd be curious to know.
Magnificent Seven and Ben-Hur actually could be pretty good data because Magnificent Seven is a remake of Seven Samurai.
Right, okay.
And then you got... Well, this is the fifth Ben-Hur.
Fifth Ben-Hur?
Yeah. They made some silent films, and they made one in 1925. Then they made the classic Ben-Hur, in 59? And then they just they had a TV adaptation. They had a cartoon version of it.
Good Lord.
And now they have the movie, which $100 million, which isn't much nowadays. $100 million is not bad. And it only made $11 million domestically.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it lost a lot of money.
It didn't get a lot of marketing, though, right? I don't remember.
Got what?
It didn't get a lot of marketing, did it?
I think they were just really self-conscious about it because they're like, crap.
I I get nervous about some of these remakes. Like I was nervous about the Total Recall remake, and I wasn't super thrilled with that. I was very nervous about the new Kickboxer movie, especially now that I'm hearing that it's basically a remake with some character changes of the original Kickboxer. But of course, I'm still excited to see it. But I mean, those like old Van Damme movies, the old Stallone movies, the old Schwarzenegger movies, like those are the kinds of things that I get nervous when people talk remakes. I was always excited to hear about Predator sequels. I was only happy to hear about the new Predator movie, because Shane Black is involved and he was in Predator.
Yeah.
That was my comfort point.
I want a Demolition Man remake with Anthony Mackie and Chris Evans.
Oh, but I'm afraid it'll get ruined by the writers.
Yeah,
I really am.
Oh.
But that's a great casting for it.
Yeah.
I never answered the second part of the question. I just realized, like, what movie do I never want to see remade? The Indiana Jones trilogy. Like, I don't want to see those 3 movies remade ever.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
That's right. Continue making sequels until we're all blue in the face, but don't give us those same stories again, or I'll be much more upset. I agree.
They didn't make any sequels out there. The third one, right? So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Shia LaBeouf. He was in a similar movie, but that was not Indiana Jones.
I must have missed that one.
Yeah, wasn't that Kansas Steve?
That was Kentucky John.
Yeah, Kentucky John.
I must have missed that one. Oh, and also Back to the Future. I don't want to see that. Back to the Future. Basically, all the movies I loved as a child. Please don't ruin my childhood. Please.
I don't think movies that, Taxi Driver, like Old Boy shouldn't have been remade because Hollywood really wimped out in regards to a lot of the subject matter. If you can't remake it as gritty and you go more PC with it, just don't do it. Yeah. Just don't even tackle it because it's not going to be as good.
Speaking of which, I've continued to not yet be able to bring myself to watch the remake of Martyrs.
Oh, brother, yeah,
because that was a super gritty, intense movie, and everyone is saying that it's just some watered down version of the original. The only times I saw people online saying that it was intense are people who didn't see the original. And if they haven't seen the original, I question how many intense movies they've seen in general.
I wonder if they were like, man, that French remake was terrible. The English Martyrs was much better.
Wait, if they did that, okay, wait, I'm going to call that the hangover phenomenon. Because if you saw the new Martyrs first, then you've been introduced to the idea earlier. And when you see the original, it's like seeing The Matrix Part 2 because you already know the premise.
Well, I was kind of I was just joking that someone didn't know the French version existed.
Okay, I got you. But it's still going with that though. Like a lot of people said that they thought that The Hangover 2 was way better than The Hangover Part 1.
What?
No, I'm not kidding.
Okay.
But when I started asking people about that, I said, when did you see The Hangover? And they said, oh, The Hangover 2 is awesome. So we went and saw Part 1.
What?
So all the people who liked that, well, not all, but a lot, it felt to me like an overwhelming proportion of the people who liked The Hangover Part 2 more than Part 1 saw Part 2 before they saw Part 1.
What?
Yeah, no joke.
I want to be like Stan. I think it's Stan from South Park. Really?
Really? But if someone liked the new Martyrs remake more than the original, I would assume it's because they saw the remake before they saw the original. That would be, I'd put money on that most people will fall into that category.
You know what reboot wasn't as good? Hitman Agent 47 wasn't nearly as good as Hitman with Timothy Olyphant.
Was that actually a reboot?
Yeah, it was a reboot.
A remake or a reimagining?
There's a new word they call it, rebootquel.
A rebootquel?
Yeah, Birth Movies Death, I think is the name. They called it rebootquel.
Does that mean that The Thing 2011 was a prequel?
Yeah, they called it a some shit. I don't know.
Some shit.
Some shit. I don't know. Some shit.
Is that the answer to the question? Some shit.
Some shit. It's like an assumption of shit. Assumption.
Yeah, some shit.
Okay. Well, thank you to our wonderful listeners for those awesome questions.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it was some pretty good answering there. I don't think we hit the bullseye, but I don't think we were aiming that way anyway. So, yeah, let's.
Hey, when you throw enough of some shit at a wall.
All right. I think it's time to move on to the main topic of the show. Mark, I think you have the topic this week.
First and foremost, I want to say that not all of my jokes land, and I know.
That's okay.
I try.
Yeah.
But you just got to brush it off.
You just aim for the moon. If you miss, you're aim for the stars.
Float off into space.
Yeah. It's never coming back.
Hey, what happened to Hank? Oh, he shot for the moon and missed.
Yeah, he ain't coming back.
Yeah. So, guys, it's our 75th episode.
Already.
Yay! It's like the peasants rejoice. The Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Yay!
Yeah, and so I hope you guys, the African Swallows, sent you the scripts, right?
Wait, African or European swallows?
Oh, I sent African Swallows.
They didn't get here on time. Do you know what the wind speed velocity is on those?
You
things?
know what? I should have done the other swallows. They would have been quicker because they didn't have to carry. I was going to say cantaloupes, coconuts. They just had to carry some letters.
Yeah, they can't grab the husk of a cantaloupe. They need the coconut husk.
Yeah, definitely a coconut husk. But
Even if you have two birds side by side gripping it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think two swallows could grab a cantaloupe. Well, they could dig their claws into it, but then the cantaloupe would be bad by the time it got to us.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
All right. So 2 weeks ago, I went off on a major rant about jet skis. And, the Jet Ski Association, the Brotherhood of Jet Skiers, the Florida Coalition of Jet Ski Accident Survivors.
The FCJS.
The Jet Ski fan club on Facebook, the unofficial Jet Ski fan club. They all messaged me and just said, hey, you're the worst. So I decided to spend our 75th episode discussing jet ski action scenes and why they're stupid.
And this is particularly applicable to us because we're all from the St. Pete area.
Yeah,
of Florida.
We have been around many jet skis.
Sure.
We know jet skis inside and out.
I actually once lost a jet ski with a friend of mine when I was about 24 years old.
I thought you were going to say like 6.
No, we were adults and we were about as intelligent as a 6-year-old with how drunk we were.
Gotcha.
But we lost a jet ski.
How do you lose a jet ski? It's not like you losing your shoe.
It's a long story worthy of a podcast all its own.
All right, so that'll be on our next episode of John Loses Stuff.
Yeah.
So guys, if your film features a jet ski action scene, it averages 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh.
So the RT audience score and the RT critic score. So this isn't just like critics rebelling against jet skis. These are audiences.
So could you just define jet ski action scene? This doesn't just mean there are jet skis in the movie.
Okay.
Loosely.
So like Tomb Raider 2, there's a scene where she's like doing stupid jet ski jumps. That's
jump skis.
that's like she's basically jump skiing a jet ski, and that's not an action scene. That's just her showing off. In Into the Blue, they're jumping jet skis. In Tammy, she trashes a jet ski. In Jackass 3D, there's a jet ski stunt. In Hitch, Will Smith kicks Eva Mendes in the head while getting off a jet ski. Ooh. Those are not jet ski action scenes. And actually, those are negative, too. The only positive one was Hitch and Jackass 3D. So I would say Wave Runner action scenes or jet ski action scenes are, for instance, Waterworld, Transporter 2. At the end of Deep Rising, when they're driving through the boat trying to escape, and Treat Williams is just yelling way too loud, and he's trying to escape these googly monsters. That's a jet ski action scene. So these are scenes where stuff is on the line, people are dying, they're chasing airplanes, they have a hostage, and it all involves jet skis.
Okay, so it's like jet skis plus bad action urgency.
Yeah, so like in Grown Ups, or 1 or 2, I get them confused. They walk by a jet ski. That's not a jet ski action scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right. So I want to talk about the granddaddy of all jet ski movies. So I was on set last night talking to people about jet skis because there's a lot of downtime. and people were stuck in one place so I could corner them. So I asked people about jet ski movies, and every single person said Waterworld. I think Waterworld is the granddaddy of jet ski action.
Okay, I just like to come out and Waterworld gets a lot of flack.
I love it.
Okay, yeah, I love that movie. I'm not gonna call it a good film, but as a movie, I think it's great. As a flick, I think it's fantastic.
I think the jet skis are useless in it.
They're not totally useless.
Yes, useless.
Could you posit an argument?
Okay, so there's a clip on YouTube, right, where this real jerk, he stole Kevin Costner's limes, all right? And Kevin Costner's like, hey, man, you got my limes. And so they're kind of dealing with that. And then there's also this bag floating. And so there's some smokers sitting on jet skis. There's three smokers on 2 jet skis. And then there's Kevin Costner's boat. So they race for this bag. Kevin Costner has to set his entire catamaran, has to get all the sails ready, and takes off. He outruns the jet skis, no problem. They're the same distance away, grabs his bag, then he turns around in a huge catamaran, runs over the sailboat, the sail of the guy who stole his limes, and then the jet skiers just kill the guys in the boat.
I've just got a huge smile just imagining this scene right now.
These jet skiers, that's so slow. Like, they're like, and they're basically vultures. Wave runners are the vultures of the sea.
Wait, but I like that scene because that demonstrated to the viewers how much of a badass seaman the Mariner was on his catamaran.
Yeah, it also shows us how slow jet skis are.
It's because of the smoking.
And that was a smooth sea. It wasn't choppy. You know, it wasn't like the scene in Baywatch when Hulkster and Macho Man Randy Savage are racing, and Hulkster hits a wave and then he gets rescued by the lady.
No, that's because Macho Man totally cut him off, though.
No, but then he started staring at a lady, and he had to catch up to Macho Man.
But no, totally.
Yeah, watch the clip again.
Listeners, go on YouTube and look up Baywatch jet ski Hulk Hogan, and there's like this long clip. It was the beginning of an episode from the 90s, and it's Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan on jet skis, and it's amazing.
He's like, "Is that all you got, Macho?" He's like, "Let's race to the pier."
Oh, like, yeah!
And then they race, and then it's just 2 giant wrestlers, and then Hulk has to be brought back to life by the people, but. You know, of course, a stupid jet ski accident. But so Waterworld, right? And then there's another scene where they're attacking, like it's basically a Mad Max scene where the smokers are attacking this kind of island oasis. It's not an island. It's like a little fort in the middle of the ocean.
Like a floaty fort.
Yeah. And so I'm watching all these skiers, right? There's an airplane dragging skiers behind it, and the skiers jump a ramp and go into the base. I'm like, I'm all in on these skiers because if something goes wrong, they're dead. They're hitting a wall. You know, they're going to get hurt. They're going to bust an ankle. Like, if they can't ski anymore, that's like a guy on Mad Max not being able to drum. That's like the doof warrior not being able to play guitar. They're going to die. So these guys have something at stake, right? And then you got the machine gun dude. He's awesome. But then you get these stupid wave runners zapping around all over the place. Nothing is more boring on this planet. Think about an above ground pool and put a jet ski in it and just have a guy driving in circles.
That sounds like
worst,
fun.
That's like the worst thing in the world to me.
But he's shooting a gun from it.
That's like the most boring thing ever. And then the wave runners, they're just like diving underneath the thing. And it just seems like terrible tactical awareness on the island fort's side. Just letting jet skis go underneath it.
I think they were just a peaceful group.
No, I mean, I think by that time they're probably used to like, you know, scumbags.
Oh, you know what they could have done? I'm just thinking of this now. You know how like sometimes you have alligator netting near the docks at like in a park? You could have rocks or some kind of weights suspending underwater of a net. And if they just go 20 feet down, that wave runner guy would have to go more than 20 feet under or get tangled and drown.
Yeah, see, that's terrible tactical.
But I never thought of that until just now. When I was watching these clips before and when I was watching the movies in the past, I was just like, yeah, diving under. Awesome wave runner dude. Whereas now I'm like, oh, well, now we've just ruined the magic for me.
Their tactical awareness is terrible. But like the jet skis, they don't do much. Like they can't outrun a catamaran. Like they're basically just like they're the smart cars of the sea, just like real slow. You know, they don't use as much gas. You know, they don't hold that many people to max. Like, and they're not going to hold up in a fight.
boy, a smart car, 2 max, a smart car barely holds one of us.
But they could, we could wedge in there. Like, we could do it. It wouldn't be fun.
You'd be like clown car in it.
Yeah, I mean, people would have laugh about it. They would laugh at us. And that's what people do when they see two smokers on jet skis.
That's what I did when I saw the Hulkster and Macho Man. They're so heavy that those jet skis really weren't going very fast.
What are your thoughts about jet skis, Lazvath? Because Robert Lamb was the host when we did this episode, so we don't know what you think about jet skis.
I think, I mean, they're fun, but they kind of lose. I mean, after like an hour, you're just like, I just want to get back on land. Yeah. Like, I just don't really. You just get tired of it like really quick. But as far as Waterworld goes, like, I think you're being a little bit unfair. I don't think you're taking into consideration their circumstances. Like, it's a post-apocalyptic world. The jet skis break down. They don't really have like the best replacement parts available. So like, the jet skis aren't really in great condition after a while in that scenario, I think.
So it's like the used cars.
Yeah, they're just driving like used cars around. Like they're the lemons of the ocean. Really.
they've made jet ski aid.
Yeah.
when the ocean gives you lemons.
drive a jet ski.
Yeah.
I just think, like, I guess they both can float. Lemons can float, like Mitch Hedberg said. Limes can float. Jet skis can float. So I think they're on par with lemons and limes in the water world.
Yeah.
In the water world.
All right. Well, I'm going to move on to the next one here. And
before you move on to the next one, I think we'll take a quick break. I'm going to go make some lemonade. See what I do.
I'm going to go make some jet ski aid.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Just blend a jet ski.
I'm going to go and ask the girl next door for some lemonade.
Yeah. There you go. All right, guys. We'll see you in a little bit.
We'll just be gone for 60 seconds.
Oh my God, podcast listeners. This is Kyle from another podcast. What podcast, Nick?
Shark Dropper.
No, it's Word of the Bay.
Oh, I was wrong.
Okay. And we're here to talk to you about some sports, right?
Tampa Bay sports.
Tampa Bay sports.
Mainly Bucks, Lightning, and Rays.
Yeah, I love those guys.
I love those guys.
Yeah, and something
There's
else.
a couple days.
Yeah, there's a few days.
Oh, hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey! What are you guys talking about
This
here?
is
Jonathan, this is our third host.
Wieners, butts.
You guys didn't tell me about this. How long has this been going on?
Well, this is kind of
at least 20 seconds, but...
Nick, run.
Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I think I messed up the ratio of lemon juice to sugar. Like, it tastes bitter. A little bit
Mine
of spice.
just tastes like exhaust.
Yeah.
In the mortal words of Mitch Hedberg, he's like, I tried to make 7-Up. I mixed lemon and lime, but there's got to be more to it than that.
Oh, I want to see Mitch Hedberg in the post-apocalyptic movie. Well, we'll never get a chance to see it now, but I feel like that would have been an amazing movie.
Him and Johnny Cash together.
Yeah.
If I could go on a road trip with two people, it'd be Johnny Cash and Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah. I can see Johnny Cash just like just pushing like Mitch Hedberg like out of the car.
I think he would love him. Like, he performed at all the prisons and everything. Mitch was like a big time heroin user, so I think Johnny would feel right at home.
I guess. I don't know. Okay. I think it's time for one more listener question. I think, Mark, you've got the last listener question, right?
Yep, this one comes from Eric, and it says, this is actually going to use up our PG-13 for the night. So it says, I loved Eddie the Eagle, but who the fuck thought it was a good idea to cast Hugh Jackman as an old drunk? The guy takes ridiculously good care of himself. So I love Eddie the Eagle. I think it's a fun, crowd-pleasing, nice film. But while watching it, I never for 1 second believed that Hugh Jackman was a drunk. So, let's say I go out for a weekend, right, and have a few beers. Each night, I'm going to come back looking kind of puffy. It's not going to be, I'm not going to be in the same shape. Like, I'm going to be a little bit, what's the word? Puffy, bloated. But in this film, Hugh Jackman's always drinking, but he is more svelte than svelte. So I was like, yeah. Like, my brother mentioned maybe like Thomas Hayden Church would have been better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see?
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking like him like 10 years, God, 12 years ago at this point in Sideways. Let alone now, he'd be even better at it. Yeah, absolutely. Whereas Hugh Jackman, he just looks like he's sipping protein shakes between doing chest flies, getting ready for the next Wolverine.
Yeah, and he's not doing like a Mick Ultra. Like he's not drunk on Mick Ultra all the time. Like he's slamming everything around him. Like I never bought it for a second. And he was like he was kind of like faux surly because like Hugh Jackman can never really be mean. So like,
except for in Chappie.
I didn't watch that.
He was a mean ass son of a bitch in Chappie, and I hated it.
Nice. Well, maybe when he hunts robots, but like I don't know, right? Like maybe they needed it to get funding, but I don't get it either. Like, but I mean, if they said like they needed a big name, if they're like the guy from Kingsman and Thomas Hayden Church and Eddie the Eagle, people would be like, what? Ooh. But when they hear Hugh Jackman, they're like, oh.
Yeah.
And they can't be like, hey, Hugh, put on 20 pounds.
So, yeah, he's not going to do that.
I mean, so I like my brother Eric loved it. I like Eddie the Eagle, but I never for once bought that he was drinking for real. Like,
yeah,
that's one of the tropes in movies and TV shows that I kind of get over. Like, there's a lot of shows like Happy Endings, New Girl, where they're constantly drinking. Like, they're always drinking.
Would it be fair also to say that, God, I'm going back like 50 or 60 episodes here, but there was a time, I think, when we talked about how whenever Russell Crowe plays a schlub, we don't buy it. Like, maybe this is kind of like that, where Hugh Jackman is still jacked, but he's playing a schlub, and we're just like, no. Like, you think that it's just like this is not going to penetrate our sense of reality kind of thing?
Yeah, like maybe they should have like rewritten it to where he secretly works out all the time or something. Like he's a drunk, but like he's like a functional drunk who still manages to like lift some weights.
Yeah, like in Foxcatcher. When he was addicted to cocaine, but he was still training like a mother.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think he just got helped get the film funded, and then they were able to ride him on the marketing.
So you think they needed him for the funding? Because couldn't they have just gone, typical indie and not had big names and still been a success?
I think they wanted to make money.
I mean, it was still a low budget movie, but I don't think it would have made money here in the States. Because, I mean, maybe in the UK it would have. But, I mean, everyone in the States did not know about Eddie the Eagle.
That's true. I still don't know who it is.
Yeah, so exactly. So people would have been like, cool, Thomas Hayden Church is a grumpy coach. Like, I'd be down for it. I'd watch it if it was still the same director, Dexter Fletcher. But I just think you needed that actor to carry that. And that was Jackman.
If you told me there was an independent movie with Thomas Hayden Church playing an alcoholic, that's all you'd need to tell me for me to be thrilled to see it.
That's right.
If you tell me Hugh Jackman is playing an alcoholic and then I see what he looks like in that poster and bent over, I'd be like, no, you must be mistaken. I'm not seeing that.
Well, here's an interesting thought experiment for you guys. What actor out there who was considered good looking would you think could pass as being an alcoholic on screen? Like, a guy's good looking, but also like in really good shape as well.
Even Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
but he won't. But he can't let himself go. He's temporally kind of fettered to the Wolverine role.
Right.
So, what big name actor could legitimately play an alcoholic?
Not necessarily big name, just like good looking, in shape, but could also like pull off being an alcoholic really well.
Who I haven't seen play an alcoholic, I assume we're going with.
Sure.
I think Chris Pine could do it and just say he drank vodka all the time or something.
Boy, from what I heard about the Alamo Draft House.
Oh, yeah.
he basically played an alcoholic in real life when they were doing the Hell or High Water premiere.
Yeah, he might be. So, yeah, Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Well, that's not to say that Chris Pine is an alcoholic. It's that he and Ben Foster and a lot of the people there representing the movie were all having collectively a very good time that night.
Yeah.
Well,
This
they
is not a
deserve it.
statement of what we perceive as their habitual behavior. I love you, Chris Pine. You were great in Star Trek.
Yes, he is. Keep making Star Trek movies. So I guess for me, my answer, who thought it would be a good idea to cast Hugh Jackman as a drunk? Probably the same guy who thought it'd be a good idea to cast what's her name, Rachel Lee Cook, and She's All That as a plain Jane looking girl. Like, I just want to imagine there's this Hollywood producer who's just like has like a very skewed perception of reality. It's like, yeah, like I got an ugly girl here. Like, we'll get her. I got her on the phone. Like, oh, you need like some schlub? I got Hugh Jackman's number. You know,
Like what? He's a schlub.
yeah. Come
I
on.
don't know. So we should have gone maybe a little more Paul Giamatti or out of shape Christian Bale
No,
with it.
no, he's never even heard of those people. Like, he only surrounds himself like around beautiful people. So like he just has like no idea like what reality is. I just want to imagine it's like the same producer making all these movies.
She's All That with like Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're making this movie called Never Been Kissed. Well, I got an ugly girl. Her name's Drew Barrymore. No one would ever want to kiss her.
Dude, every single girl that you've referenced, I actually don't like, including Rachel Lee Cook.
Oh, Rachel Lee Cook is cute.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Don't like you? Do you?
I do not find any of these three women that have
do you
been
play
mentioned
cards
attractive.
with them?
I don't. I would not think that they were hot girls. I don't like them. I understand that they are generally accepted as that, but not in my eyes.
Jeez Louise. Sorry, Rachel, Drew.
Are you? Did you produce those movies, Living Good?
I'm saying that Rachel Lee Cook, even when they cleaned her up at the end of the movie, I still wasn't impressed with her.
You know what they did to clean her up? I think.
You know what?
I
I'm
think,
looking at the Blu-ray right now, and it says producer John Levingood.
I gotta check my bank account here.
it's been a while since I've seen that movie, but then like the only cleaning up like that happened was like her taking off her glasses or something
Yeah.
like that.
And her paint-stained overalls.
Yeah, Rachel Lee Cook. She's definitely like a plain Jane looking girl.
I haven't seen that movie in forever, but I'm assuming that whatever she was wearing was a size too big for most of the movie too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the 90s. Like, everything was too big.
Unless Jamie Presley was wearing it.
Heyo.
Okay, so one out of, like hammer pants you could skydive with.
Those are like those are like those suits that people wear and they're like flying squirrels.
Yeah, Jinko jeans, big sweaters.
Oh God, thank God I never owned Jenko jeans.
Dude, it's too hot to wear
All
them
my
in Florida.
friends.
Too hot to wear them in Florida.
Yeah, except for those Jinko jorts.
Wait, they made those?
Yeah, you know what I guess we're kind of.
Oh, that's right, but they were so long that they would almost go to the ground too.
Yeah, exactly.
Might as well be jeans. So I think that's the answer to that question. Jinko jorts were still just jeans.
Yep. Jet skis.
Yeah, hey, you mentioned Angelina Jolie, right? And in the beginning of the pod, you touched on her in Tomb Raider 2.
She is so full of herself when she's on that jet ski.
You know, the only thing I was impressed with was that she managed to keep her boobs in that top while she was flipping around on that jet ski.
Yeah, but like I remember watching.
I think that thing was glued to her.
It must have been. I mean, I remember watching that movie though, and when she was jet skiing, I was annoyed. Like, it's weird that like a young teenager, was watching that and going, "This is stupid."
What was that about? Was that 20 years ago by now?
No, I feel like that's like 2000. I feel like
15.
Yeah, I would say 15 years ago. So I guess, yeah, I was in my teens. So like, that's just, I don't know. I don't like it. But I want to talk about Hard Rain, guys.
Oh, excellently bad movie.
I think whoever came up with this must have thought Rachel Lee Cook and Drew Barrymore weren't pretty, because like they're like, all right, here guys, we're gonna film an entire movie on a soundstage full of lights and electrical equipment. We're gonna build stages and we're gonna flood them, and we're gonna make a movie where we get rained on for 3 months.
Okay.
That sounds terrible.
Ooh.
I would hate to work on that movie. But so in this film, there's an action scene on YouTube where there are these two nerdy jet skiers and they're chasing Christian Slater around a school. and it's the most boring thing I think I've ever seen in my life. Like Christian Slater's hiding under the water. They zoom past him. He gets up. They don't know where he's going. Like the guy, he goes to turn and chase after Christian Slater, and he just hits a wall. Like
it was so clumsy.
Yeah, and then he goes like this. He goes, "Hey, come back here!" Like,
so I actually had two simultaneous thoughts when I was watching these clips. Recently, and the first thought I actually had was, "Wow, look how clumsy that is." But in those close quarters, that might actually be the best part of this whole movie. Even though it doesn't look cool to a moviegoer, that might be the only realistic depiction of anything in the whole movie. And then the other thing I thought was that thing is so clumsy that he might have been better off jumping off the jet ski and chasing Christian Slater through the waist-deep water on foot.
They could have cornered him had it not been for the jet skis.
Because they wouldn't have kept making those wrong turns.
Yeah. And he drives at Slater, right? And then Slater just kind of turns out of the way like a bull's chasing him. And then the guy flies out of his jet ski and hits a...
Because he couldn't see the steps.
Yeah,
Steps that were submerged.
And then he hits a trophy case. So, like, the jet skis were a hindrance in this action scene. And then it
was stupid. I agree.
And then they do about 8 laps around the school, and I almost fell asleep.
There was an irregular amount of screen time just for showing like point of view shots going down those halls.
Yeah, like Christian Slater's driving around with his hat on backwards. This one, Lazarus, I have a question.
Please.
You're a hero in a movie. All right.
Usually
Your name is Richard Swagger.
Yes.
Okay. And there's a villain, and he goes, "Hey, come back here." What would you do?
I'd slap him.
Well, I mean, your last name is Swagger. I guess I'm not surprised.
Okay, you're 50 feet away from him.
Oh, okay.
And he has a machete.
And you're no longer the hero, and your name is Stan.
There's 6 of them.
Okay.
There's 6 of them, right? There's 6 of them, right? And your name is Hank Grover. You're the hero. You're Hank Grover.
Okay.
There's 6 people, and they have machetes. And they go, "Hey, come back here." What would you say to them?
Be careful what you wish for.
See, for me, I just go, no.
Really? That's why you're not the hero.
I would just run. But like, it's just, do you know how expensive that scene is? Like, they had to build sets, flood them, and then drive jet skis around them.
And flooding sets is surprisingly expensive, right? When you do that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's because you have to fill them. Like, you can't get many shots in. Like, it's just, there has to be so much preparation and safety. So it's just, like, jet skis inside are never a good idea, I think. I just don't think they work. I don't like them.
Except for in Deep Rising.
No.
Yeah. In Deep Rising, I liked it. That was some high speed through the tunnel jet skiing with a tentacle monster chasing you. You got Femke Jensen holding onto your waist. That is the movie moment I want to live.
No way. So there's a scene, right, in the beginning of it. And the whole movie is on YouTube. And
it's awesome, man. It's awesome.
And so Famke Johnson has a gun. Treat Williams comes up and she starts shooting accidentally. Treat Williams literally goes, "Watch it, lady." Or he goes, "Geez, lady, watch it, will ya?" And then she's like, "Are you going to keep us alive?" And he goes, "Damn straight I am." And then he's like, "Let's keep it that way." And at the end he goes, let's get up speed. And then he goes, "Hang on." And they're like just driving around the longest flooded cruise liner I've ever seen in my life. And it's just
with the tentacle monster behind him, and he has Femke Jansen holding on to him. That's a win-win to me.
I mean, I don't see how that's a win-win. It's just,
and it was high speed. It wasn't like Hard Rain where they're clunking around. It was high speed, straight down an unreasonably long hallway.
I mean, like, we're talking. This was the runway from Fast 6.
Yeah, this 16-mile runway.
This cruise liner was a mile long, and he is in corridors. Like, I've been on a cruise before. He was in corridors that are like probably 4 feet wide, and he's doing full on like spins with his jet ski. I mean, I bet you that character knows nothing about jet skis. I know he was on a boat, but and just acting when he goes like, "Watch it, will ya?" Someone wrote that in script. Geez, lady, watch it, will ya?
Okay, in Treat Williams' defense, have you ever seen him give a good performance?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Treat's given some good ones.
Like, are we going to call The Substitute 2 a great performance?
Oh, when he took over for Treat Williams' hair. That's the first thing that comes up. Treat Williams' hair. Treat Williams IMDb. He wasn't good in The Phantom. Well, he might be. He was in Everwood. Yeah, there we go. He was Aaron's dad in 127. He's been in 117 things. Let's see. I got to find a movie here, guys. I know that.
And we can barely remember them, so he couldn't have been that great.
He was good. He was good in Deadfall. I like that movie.
He was in 127 hours. That must have just been a voice on the phone.
Yeah, he was the dad.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Oh God, What Happens in Vegas? Ugh.
Man, Treat Williams.
Ugh.
The Devil's Own, Mulholland Falls, maybe.
I'm seeing some. He might have been good in Mulholland Falls. I feel like everyone was good in Mulholland Falls.
There we go. So we have a maybe.
Okay, I'll give him a maybe. But overall, unwowing.
His boisterousness. I just don't picture Treat Williams being good on a jet ski.
I don't picture Treat Williams getting Femke Janssen, but win-win for him. I don't picture him beating a giant deep-sea tentacle monster, but he wanted that too.
I remember watching Deep Sea Rising with a scowl on my face the entire time. I think it came out in like 99, so I was 17. So I should have technically liked it.
I love that. I own that movie. I mean, it's terrible. If I saw it for the first time today, I'd probably just be scowling the whole time. But because I'm always reliving having seen it as a teenager, I still love it.
All right. And now I'm going to move on to the Transporter series.
Uh-oh.
So
wait, can we go in order? Can we start with Transporter 2?
Yeah, that is the most boring chase I've ever seen. It's a jet ski.
Wait, when he first gets on the jet ski, right? He jumps on behind that girl who's on the jet ski, and does he put his hand under her butt and then lift her in front of him and then over his head and drop him behind her?
So the two best moments from that jet ski chase are when he gets on the jet ski and when he gets off the jet ski. Everything else is terrible. Like there's a scene, like he's basically going down a canal really slowly, and then he's chasing a school bus that's going really slowly.
With a bad guy on.
Yeah, and then he jumps a ramp and slowly rows up to the school bus.
Wait, and skids an unreasonably long distance on a highway.
It's so bad. And then
and it actually catches up to the bus instead of slowing down rapidly.
Oh, I hated it. And then the only good part is the woman that was on the jet ski waved at him at the end. And then Transporter refueled. He just drives a jet ski straight into a car, and then he jump kicks a window and goes through it.
Wait, now, okay, when that guy who was Francis in Deadpool, when that guy in Transporter 4, I'm just calling it, jumps from a yacht onto the jet ski that had a guy on it, a bad guy on it, he jumped like 30 feet forward and 20 feet down. He would have shattered his femur in 8 places. He would have had legs like the possessed girl in Insidious Chapter 3.
I feel like that henchman could have just revved his engine a little bit, and the transporter would have gone right into the water.
He just goes forward. I mean, that jump would have taken 3 whole seconds. Like, yeah, he could have looked back and been like...
Instead, he tried to shoot at him instead. I'd have been like, move up 5 feet. Transporters underwater.
That jump really was. He was in the air for like 3 seconds.
Yeah,
so and then, he had time.
Yeah, and then he just it's so boring. He just and then the bad guy positions. I think what we've talked about is when you crash on it, like the movie Fool's Gold. She drops Matthew McConaughey off on a plane so he can so he can rescue Kate Hudson. But then the girl who drives Matthew McConaughey falls off the jet ski and she's perfectly fine. Like. You just can't. Jet ski crashes are so anticlimactic because you're just falling into water.
I think it's because the jet ski bigwigs are paying Hollywood a lot of money to make jet skis seem absolutely harmless.
But like, they're just like these guys are just like, it's just the safest. I don't know. So, and then Double Dragon. Have you got?
Double Dragon had a jet ski scene?
Yeah. So there's a scene, right? the two Double Dragons, they take off in this sweet boat.
Mark Dacascos and the white guy.
Yeah, and then out of nowhere, these two guys who are fully dressed in jet ski outfits chase them down. So I'm wondering, like, do they have them on retainer? Like, are they just sitting and in jet ski garb all the time? Like, and then they had cannons on their jet skis. That seemed, I don't know if you could really aim a cannon on a jet ski. What do you think, Lazavath? When you did jet skiing at SeaWorld and you had your cannon, what happened?
Well, the problem is every time you shot the cannon, the jet ski would just be pushed back because of the momentum from the projectile.
Did you basically have the cannon on that jet ski in case Orca was to attach? Shamu was to attack a person.
It was mounted on the steering, like the steering apparatus of the jet ski. So every time you shot it, the jet ski would be pushed back.
If you had a rabid dolphin on your hand, you'd have to take it down.
Oh yeah.
But you know what though? They never hit one of them, and occasionally they just blew up the tank, and then these rabid creatures got free.
Yeah,
it was basically They remade Jurassic World based on Lazavath's experience at SeaWorld.
That's why there's a splash zone, people.
Now, speaking of SeaWorld, I was doing some research too, but it was all failure. Like, I was thinking to myself, like, there has to be like some great jet ski action in Jaws movies, or one of the actually there's 5 Piranha movies, but I'm talking about Piranha 1 and 2, and then Piranha 3D and 3 Double D. I figured there had to be good jet ski action sequences where they get taken down by piranhas. All those movies, the only time someone is on a jet ski, they're just casually using a jet ski. It's never a part of an action sequence. Well, in Jaws, it's all water skiing and speedboats. And so, like, I really thought there would be some winners, some saving graces, if you will, from those movies. But, I mean, Shark Night 3D, that had a jet ski sort of action scene, but...
You know what? When you ride a jet ski fast, you kind of have to stand up. Like, you can't just have your butt on there, so you're kind of standing up. So the way him riding a jet ski fast got him killed by the shark. If he had been hunkered down on the jet ski, the shark would have missed.
Because then this huge great white shark jumps out of the lake that he was delivered to. He's going towards the jet skier too. That was actually a really cool slow motion kill.
I mean, but the jet ski got him killed.
Yeah. I mean, he could have been in a speedboat and died the same way.
Yeah, because tarpon do that to people in Florida, I guess. But I mean, like, and then it just doesn't keep you safe. It doesn't protect you from sharks in lakes. Then what good are they? Like, you know what I love? I love submarines. I feel like there's something at stake when you're inside a submarine.
Like American citizenship?
Just think about like
Crimson Tide.
Yeah, you're under
October.
Yeah, you're under the water, right? You get attacked. If something happens underwater and you get hit, you're done. But when you wipe out on a jet ski, you're just kind of rolling a little bit.
I guess you're kind of on a special level of guard when you're in a sub.
Yeah,
like everything has to be perfect.
Yeah, when you're on a jet ski, you can just sort of cruise. And then, like, of course, we had the Police Academy 3 jet ski, which I think is. There's one scene where Bobcat Goldthwait.
Is that the one where Bobcat Goldthwait yells a man, and he just in that it's almost as if he backhanded the guy in the face to knock him off the jet ski?
Yep. And then Michael Winslow went underwater with his, and but see, they used humor with a jet ski, like they embraced.
So Waterworld ripped off Police Academy 3.
Yes. Straight up.
Bombshell.
Associate producer. And then there's some other movies. There's Hitch, Fool's Gold. I was watching a boat chase and Face Off, and that was so much more exciting. Stuff was blowing up. People were getting lit up. But
everything. Wait, hold on. But Face Off was directed by John Woo. It's not fair to compare that to anything.
So, guys, which action characters would you buy on a jet ski? Like, who could pull off a jet ski action scene, and where?
Daniel Tosh.
Really?
Daniel Tosh?
No, because years ago, back in his first hour-long comedy special, he made the comment of, ever see anyone frown on a wave runner?
See, I compare that to like, let's say you're at a concert and you know like every other song, and you don't want to like look like a nerd that you don't know the one song. You're gonna like pretend to know it and smile and clap, even though you have no idea and you're really like not enjoying it. Like I think that's what wave running is. You like spend $60 to rent it for an hour, so you're forcefully trying to have fun.
Do you think that Patrick Swayze could have looked convincing on a wave runner back in his Point Break days?
Yes, but Bodie, no, I wouldn't have bought Bodie on a wave runner. I think, I want to see John Voight from Anaconda on a wave runner.
You mean when he's talking like this?
Yes. You get on the jet ski.
I'm a mix between Eastern European Creole, French, Portuguese, and old white guy.
Yeah, he goes, vroom, vroom, jet ski.
I swear to God, there were like multiple scenes where his accent changed. But all right, so him on a wave runner with that fake ponytail.
Yes, just the ponytail in the air with his crazy teeth. He's just selling it. And it's custom, too. They let him take that wave runner home and customize it.
What do you think about Zac Efron on a wave runner?
He's going to do it in Baywatch, but I don't buy it.
Think it's going to look good, him on a wave runner?
I mean, what do you, huh?
Do you don't think there's going to be like an action sequence of him on a wave runner that'll look good?
You just want to see him on a wave runner is what I'm getting here.
I want to see him on Falcor.
Yeah, we talked about that. What about you?
A year ago.
What about you, Lazavath? What action stars or anybody do you think could pull off a wave runner?
I don't think anybody. But if I had to choose somebody,
how did that guy in Speed 2 do? Was there a wave runner action sequence?
Yeah, it was Willem Dafoe. Sorry, Laz. What were you saying?
Maybe like a Daniel Day-Lewis. I feel like he would method act the crap out of that wave runner. Like he would research like everybody who's ever ridden a wave runner.
You're on set with him, and he's just like, you hear him tinkering away, like,
yeah.
Hey, Mr. Lewis, or whatever character he's playing, like Bodie. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Bodie, we're rolling. Well, I gotta fix my wave runner. Oh shit.
Wait, now this was a good scene, but it wasn't actually a wave runner because there was that scene in Swiss Army Man.
Yeah, well, he was farting.
The fart propelled.
I'm sold on that because it's not a jet ski. It's a floaty boner corpse who farts.
It's an anally propelled Daniel Radcliffe device.
And you know what I didn't like was on Speed 2. Willem Dafoe had Sandra Bullock on a dual wave runner, and that annoyed me even more. And
he had copper poisoning or something.
And he was being all smug about it. So I got Daniel Day-Lewis, and then we have. All right, so I'll put this poll on the website when this podcast goes up.
Clearly Zac Efron.
Okay, so we have Zac Efron from Baywatch. Then we have John Voight from Anaconda. And what movie are you picking, Laz, but to put him on a wave runner?
What movie?
Yeah, what movie could he be wave running in?
Let's see.
or John Cusack in a sequel to Grosse Point Blank.
How about like There Will Be Blood, but There Will Be Water.
There Will Be Water.
Yeah.
It's about the guy who created the first wave runner.
Yeah. I drink your milkshake.
And he takes off on the wave runner.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch.
Some guy just like chilling on his wave runner, drinking his milkshake. Daniel Day-Lewis just like flies by. Whoosh.
The milkshake bandit.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll put that poll up when this podcast goes up. So go vote on the website for your favorite wave runner thing. But I know you guys are 75 episodes. Thank you. I just wanted to complain about jet skis and let you know, any conversation you can come up with now, you can tell people that any movie involving a jet ski action scene.
And we appreciate your patience with us because we know that you've probably heard like 8 or 10 other movie podcasts do their movie jet ski action sequence specials. It was just our turn to do ours.
Yeah, I mean, I was just, I was really influenced by Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah, they had that article that time.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we reached that time in the podcast where we just we're all jet skied out. So before we sign off and ride off into the sunset on our jet skis, are there any plugs you want to make?
Yeah, so head into Shark Dropper, and there's a new podcast called Lazavath Watches Mark Watching Werner Herzog. And it's basically just you commenting on my actions while I watch the documentaries of Werner Herzog.
Oh, Mark's grabbing his beer again.
Yeah,
He's taken 4 sips so far. It's only been 5 minutes into the movie.
He's looking a little restless.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, we're kind of rewatching. We're at 8 episodes right now. We're trying to get Werner in where John can watch me watching Werner Herzog watch a recording of me watching a Werner Herzog documentary.
Oh, dude, I've gone cross-eyed.
It's our highest rated podcast.
Yeah.
Lots of thanks, by the way, to everyone who gives us questions, to Eric, to Creepazoid Kelly, to Billy Crash from The Last Knock. I'd also like to say thanks to 80s Movie Graveyard. They're a podcast. They're pretty supportive of our material on Twitter. Thank you to Red Bull. You've sent us no free Red Bull to promote you. So no thank you, Red Bull. No thank you.
We just promoted them again. So
No, I said no thank you to Red Bull.
it just you just have to say their name.
No thank you.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Well, then, Red Bull, expect an invoice.
Yeah. The large ass movie blog, right?
Yep.
The Lamb.
The Lamb. Check them out. Great podcast. Jay Cluett, good guy, good gentleman, likes his 1950s movies. And then I guess just, that's it. I'm done.
Hey, it's September 15th, and yesterday American Horror Story started. I didn't see it yet. Did anyone see it? Was it good?
No,
I didn't watch it.
You didn't see it, or it wasn't good?
I don't watch it.
Yeah, I don't watch it either.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm excited.
Thoughts?
Yeah, let us know how it turns out. Looking good. I'm gonna live vicariously through you in terms of watching American Horror Story.
We're going to have your recaps every week.
Yeah. All right. That does it. Let's see. Well, there's nothing else to say.
75th podcast.
75 episodes. Here's to another 75 more. So.
Oh, we'll do it.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys. For my co-host, Mark Hoffmeyer.
I'm really tired from talking about jet skis. I feel like I just rode a jet ski for an hour.
John Lemongood.
I'd love to ride a jet ski for an hour with Femke Janssen strapped to my back.
I've been your host, John Lossoff, who has been on a jet ski this entire podcast. Bombshell. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you guys later. Right off now.
Wait, that wasn't a jet ski.
We're above the target. T-minus 5 seconds till shark drop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the shark! Go! 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 This podcast is a Shark Dropper Studios production.